Hello everyone. I'm going to walk you through our new checklist system located inside ImageTrend. This will be replacing the Check It app that was located in Target Solutions. We have mirrored Target Solutions and the checklist that we had in there and essentially just brought them over here to ImageTrend. So, nothing new as far as the flow of the checklists or the questions being answered, just housed here in ImageTrend now. Okay, before we get started, just I guess a disclaimer, if you will, that just like when we launched ImageTrend for our incident reporting, we had bugs that had to be worked out and things that needed to be added or changed. So as you complete these checklists and you find that something needs to be added or changed, please go ahead and send it up the chain. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. As you can see here, we are on the web or elite side of ImageTrend, and this is your normal view when you log in. You can see up here at the top your incident tab. This is where you will locate and access your checklists. So by clicking on the drop down for your incident tab, you'll come over here to the right hand side and you'll see that it says switch to. If you scroll down to the bottom here, you'll then click on switch to checklists. Okay, that tab flips over. This tab now changed to checklists, and you can see here that we have our checklists available to us. Just a quick reminder that if you are completing your checklists and you get dispatched out on a call, or even if you've completed your checklist and you later come back to chart your incident and you're looking for your incident tab but you can't find it because it's now been replaced by checklists, to get back to your incident tab, simply click on checklists, and over here on the switch to side, click on EMS and fire. This switches it back to your incident tab, and now you have access to your view existing EMS and fire incidents. Okay, so back over to our checklist, switch to checklists. Okay. Now to access your checklists, you have two ways of doing so. This over here, view existing, is your main access, and this on-demand or create new on-demand checklists is a shortcut, and I'll show you that here in just a minute. Okay, here is your main page for checklists. Now, if there have not been any checks completed yet for the day, this list will be empty. There will not be anything here, and you'll click this new button to create a new checklist. However, since we're currently here, you can see that we have completed some checklists. These are ones that I've been testing and working on today, and so this is how they'll fall out. So you have your checklist name over here, ambulance 16 tech or ambulance 19 driver. The tech for 16 has been started. Our status is started, but not yet submitted. The driver of 19 has been submitted. Okay. Now moving across here, you can see that it just is going to tell you which station this check is located at, the vehicle it's assigned to, the member completing the check, and the date and time. Okay, so let's go ahead and start a new check by clicking new, and this opens up our search box. Now this is that shortcut that I was telling you about. This is where it's going to land you, so I'll show you that now. Clicking on the checklist and create new on-demand checklist brings you to that shortcut and your search box here. Okay, a couple things to note here. Over here we have a total of 40 checks. 1 through 10 are currently being displayed. So as you scroll down here, only 10 checks are currently visible. To see the remainder of the list, you can go back and forth with these arrows. Obviously 40 checks is quite a lot, and to narrow it down by clicking through this, that's going to take you a minute. A simpler way to narrow down your check for the station that you are at or vehicle that you are assigned to, you can do that up here. Your agency location, this is going to be your station. So you can narrow it down by station. So for station 53, we have a total of 16 checks available. Again, you can only view 10 at a time, so to get to the next page, click the next arrow. Okay, so station 51, and if you want to narrow it down even further, you can narrow it down to ambulance 51. Okay, ambulance 51 or A19 has a total of 3 checks assigned to this apparatus: your driver, your tech, and a narcotic check. Okay, so to start the check, simply click on the name here, ambulance 19 driver. Okay, this brings up your check. Again, this is not going to be anything new to you. These are the same questions that were asked inside Check It. So you have your text box here for your mileage. If you click on this information icon here, this will give you a little bit more details about the question. So obviously this one's self-explanatory and it's just asking for the current mileage. Okay, under maps here, you're looking for the fold-out, the South Weber Hill Air Force Base map book, and the ERG. So again, these are not new questions. This is everything that you've been used to inside the Check It app. On the left here, you'll see that the question is highlighted red, which indicates that this question is required. So as you answer the question with a yes or a no, it satisfies the validation and takes away the red. Okay, so just keep in mind that if you don't know what the question is asking for, that you can just hit this little icon here. You can see that this one doesn't have that icon, so there's no additional details that need to be displayed. It's just asking, is the apparatus ID and passport present? Yes. Okay. So as you go through here and check all the boxes, you get down to your engine compartment. This one is a new question, but it's just asking, are the batteries in good condition? Pretty self-explanatory once again. Is the engine compartment in overall good condition? The wiring, belts, connections, so on and so forth. Okay, vehicle lighting. This covers all vehicle lighting for the entire vehicle. You can see here, patient compartment, outside, inside, and emergency lights. Okay. Now on the left-hand side here, you can see that the questions are broken down into different categories. So by clicking these, it just simply takes you directly to each category. Okay, so yes, yes, yes. Okay, vehicle damage. You can see here that we have a vehicle damage text box. So this is where you can add additional details to describe what and or where the damage is on the vehicle. Okay, our exterior compartments broken down into the driver front, driver middle, driver rear, and again with the additional details of the question there. Okay, your driver rear, looking for your SCBA in a ready state and in good condition, and then enter your SCBA pack number. Okay, moving on to the passenger side, rear and front, and then last is any comments or questions that you feel necessary to add to this check. This is not required, as you can see here. So once you have answered all the questions, you now have a submit button that becomes highlighted. Now, if you're not ready to submit the checklist by clicking the submit button, because you need to go do something else, your call comes in, whatever, you can save all the information that you've inputted thus far by just pressing OK. So once again, the OK button saves all that information and allows you to come back at a later time. So to get back into it, you can just click on that, come back in, and hit the submit button. Now I opened up a different one here that doesn't have the submit button because that one's already been submitted. But you get the idea. Once you press submit, it'll lock it, and that check is complete. Okay. So as you can see here, we've got E10 engineer check that's been started. Again, this is obviously a lengthy check. It's for our engine. The NFPA 1911 check has not yet been completed, and so that one will be added at a later date and time. All of the checks have been completed and created for our frontline ambulances, engines, and brush trucks. Our hazmat truck and heavy rescue checks have not yet been completed, so we'll add those, create them, and add those as we go along. Okay. This here, if you wish to narrow down checks that have already been started or completed, you can do so just like when you're searching for the check. So this is only going to show you checks for station 51. Okay, on the right hand side here, this little icon here, this little clock is your checklist history. So for ambulance 19 driver, the checklist history, you can see here this is how many times that check has been completed and by who, by any negative responses, how many comments, the date it was completed, the status, so on and so forth. Now by clicking on this print view here, this will give you a PDF view of the check, and you can see the questions and the answers or responses and the response by. Okay. Just back up here. Okay. E9 firefighter check. You've got your firefighter SCBA, your 4th firefighter SCBA, and all of the equipment that goes along with this check. Again, this is not a new check. This is one that you're all familiar with. Well, that about sums it up. So if you've got any questions or concerns, please let me know if I can help you out at all. The last thing that I'll tell you is that we are working on utilizing this checklist system to complete our drug checks in the morning. So in order to replace that paper book, we'll be able to utilize the ImageTrend checklists. The checklists are built for the most part here in ImageTrend. We just need to finalize them and get final approval from Chief Cook and Dr. O. So you are welcome to test these narcotic shift change checklists, test them out, see how they work, and if you've got any questions or concerns or ways that we can improve them, let me know. Okay, thanks guys. We'll talk to you soon.